Guys, what's going on? Welcome back. My name's Jason,
Keisha.
and welcome back to Love is a Verb. And today we're going to be talking about keeping your identity in a relationship. We feel like it's been paramount for building our relationship and what we believe in, and we think it's paramount for others as well.
Yeah, I think it could definitely help. Like if you're in a relationship, just to hear this because I see it as something that has really been something top of mind, like throughout our relationship. Because I personally feel like it's the key to happiness is doing what you love, and like what truly makes you happy. So part of that is doing what interests you. And when you're in a relationship, sometimes you can kind of like get away from that, because you're so focused on making someone else happy. But I think that it's important for you individually to continue to do like what makes you happy. And it's a sacrifice. I mean, I know you don't like the word sacrifice, babe. So I think it's more of like a give and take. It's more of like a compromise. Sometimes you might just have to do things because that's what keeps your significant other happy, and vice versa.
Well,
That's
it's
how I
not.
feel about
I
it.
don't feel like that. I feel like you have to do things to keep yourself happy. Like
That too.
as much as I love you and I want you to be happy, you're in control of your happiness.
But you do try to motivate me and push me to do the things that make me happy, right?
Well, yes, I try to motivate you and
Exactly.
push you to do the things that make you happy because if you're happy, I'm generally happy. And some of the things that you want to accomplish, I want you to accomplish. Some of the things that you want to do, I don't necessarily love, but I
But
like.
you do them.
What do
That's where we're going with this. And that's what I mean. Like, so it's a compromise. It's not always gonna be one sided, like sometimes you'll have to do like you in sports. Like, I personally I don't get me wrong, I watch sports
No,
before we came here, let me finish. But you watch sports every single second of every single day. Like your
it's a
Saturday
difference.
night.
It's a difference.
He wants to watch football on Saturday
It's a
nights. I want to
difference.
watch movies.
It's a difference. I love sports. I'm also an ex-athlete. I love sports.
Mhm.
You love two teams. Two.
Yes.
Maybe three teams. And we're talking about the Atlanta Falcons. Anyway, our dog is going crazy in the background. I have to address it but she'll be okay. But my wife only likes three teams: the Atlanta Falcons, the Georgia Bulldogs, and on a good day, the Atlanta Hawks. Like, that's it. Like, I love all sports. I watch all sports. All sports are a relaxing thing to me. Now, I'm also a filmmaker, so I don't like watching other movies, other TV shows, because I feel like when I go into idea mode, some of that stuff creeps in.
I have to interrupt because I have to say that's not true because you do you really enjoy Narcos. Like it's certain series that you enjoy. It's like certain things. It has to have some type of style, some type of, like cinematography, like flavor to it. It can't be just, yeah.
Right.
Right, which I know. And so to bring it back full circle, that's exactly my point. I feel like I made a point in that.
I mean, you did make a point in that we got to do what we love to do.
Yes.
And we have to be authentically to the things that make us happy, which you're absolutely right. I only want to watch things that are going to maybe be up for an academy or some stylistic, like great camera, great lighting. Like those are the things that I enjoy watching.
Yeah.
There are things that I don't enjoy watching, and I do those things because you like watching those shows.
Exactly. So it's a compromise, but at the same time, I really like how we motivate each other to like, we push each other. Like, you're helping me, with photos and trying to get more into video. And so if you guys don't know, this is like, video is still new to me and I'm still getting comfortable with it. So he's helping me with that, and like, and I push you to like get creative. And so with your creative side of things, like helping with that. So we really just try to keep it focused on like our interests and things that we have always liked to do. And I think it just goes back to the fact that like we met each other this way. So for those of you in relationships, keep in mind like you met your significant other, your person that way. Like you can't change someone who doesn't want to change, like be something else, or you can't make them into what you want. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, definitely you can't make people into what you want. You can just kind of help guide them into the person that they want to become. Now, when everyone has this the first date thing where you sit down and you say, "Hey, these are my goals for life. I want you to be involved with them. This is what I like to do. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever that story is, right?" So then when they tell you that story, what I love about my wife, what I love about is that I told her all these stories, and she just continues to support all the dreams and all the ideas, even though sometimes she like that just doesn't make any sense.
More realistic.
Like that's not realistic. And I always tell her like I don't live in this realm. I don't live in the I'm going to attain everything that I feel I can attain.
Yep.
And I want to work diligently to attain those things. So sometimes I'm like super hyper focused, but she knows that. She knows like, okay, that's just what he does. And she'll be like, oh, you're in your hyper focus mode. I'm not gonna bother you. I'm just gonna let you do what
That
you
makes
do.
sense. Yeah. No, so knowing, and I think that kind of ties into like how I feel about like you need to like you can't change like you when you met that person they were that way. So I do think to your point it is important to know what those interests are, and I feel like that comes with communication again. It kind of goes back to that, like being able to communicate with each other and like know what each other's interests are. I mean, how else would you know if you don't communicate that? So yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
No, yeah, but communication is like she said.
Yeah.
We're great with communication, and we understand like what each other likes, and we try to like. She pushes me towards the stuff I like we talked about earlier. Like I push her towards the stuff she likes, and I know that she liked this when we got into the relationship. So I'm not asking her to change. Now there's some things like especially us early in our relationship. There's some things that you have to do to compromise for your significant other to make things work and make things better. But you have to want to do that yourself. And you gotta want the other person to do it themselves. You can't force that on them. Even now, 3 years of marriage is kind of the same. We kind of approach everything the same. Like and I feel like it's important for everybody to take their what I call me time. So sometimes my wife will sit down and watch like maybe 2 quarters of a game, and I appreciate that. That's about if it's not those three teams that I mentioned, that's about all
Yeah,
she can
because
handle.
he watches, it don't matter, and it's not even his favorite teams. It's like so and so's playing today. I'm watching the game, and I'm like, is the game on today? Let me see. Oh, a game is on today. He's watching it, and he didn't even know that these teams were playing. It don't matter what the team is. The game is on.
Yes, I watch a lot of sports. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but when she met me, I watched a lot of sports. Not only do I watch a lot of sports, I watch a lot of sports talky stuff. Like Undisputed. I watch it, I record it, and then I watch it. Like I try not to let it interfere with my day. Where I'll come home and be like, "Oh, there's not a game on. Let me catch on what's happening with sports talk." Or I'll just catch it on YouTube or something.
Yeah, on your phone.
Yeah, and she's like, "Let's watch a movie," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I start watching a movie, and then I go into watching sports talk stuff, and it drives her crazy. But I, I love that, But those things that I do, like my wife loves to. I'm not gonna say that she's like a social butterfly. Like I'm social, but I'm social now because I'm in real estate, and we got to make a lot of friends to do a lot of business. When I was just a filmmaker, I was like not like she knows. Like I was like, go out? No, I don't want to do any. I don't want any parts in that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you've always been social, so it's interesting to hear you say that. But I
When you say that though,
yeah.
like if normally, like especially like in our early years in Atlanta, when we go somewhere, it's
Within your comfort zone.
okay.
Like if you're somewhere where you're not comfortable, get it. You're not you are not gonna go out of your way to talk to anybody. So within your comfort zone, which I feel like that's most people, like they're within their comfort zone. If they're comfortable, they're gonna go out of their shell, because I'm like that. Like I'm like that. So yeah, but you've always been like in your comfort zone. I've seen you kind of socially like just grow. So I don't know. I think it just depends.
No, I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to take it back to like tips to growing together because I personally feel like with the pandemic, it presented some challenges, with comfort zones. It's so funny. We were just talking about that. Because like you have to adjust, and so your interests change. Like now I think I shop more online now than before.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we can go back to because shopping online is so much more convenient.
Yeah, I
Wish
love
we
it.
would go revert a little bit back to like, oh, I gotta go shopping in a store. And if I don't see what I like, I'm not gonna get anything. But the problem with shopping online is there's like 30 sites that you shop at, and you're gonna find something.
Yeah, I got my 3, 4 sites now. Shein, Shoe Dazzle. Sometimes I hop on Fashion Nova. I can keep going, so I guess there are more sites. Yeah. But like just that's an example. So now like I shop more online and so I'm doing it and you're like it's just an adjustment. So it's like you have to adjust to that. Cause like when we go to the store now it's like we go into like 1, 2 stores. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's not.
Well, I mean, I think shopping online is like, I mean, you're teaching me how to shop online, and I think it's the most convenient thing ever. Because a lot of times, like, I'm looking for specific colors. Bright is my color.
Right, clearly,
Um,
yes. I love
and
it.
and like when I go to the store, I'm like, oh, this stuff is dull, or it's not like what I really really want. So
Yeah.
I enjoy shopping online, and also I'm a gear nut. So like she's actually shopping for like clothes. Like I'm shopping for like household appliances, camera
Technology.
tech,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Which
Computers.
a lot of times I do that too when I'm watching a show that I'm just like, well, She's gonna get mad if I'm not here watching the show. So okay, cool. I'm here, and don't even say anything because you do it to me too. Because
Oh
you,
no, it's fine. I was just gonna say it goes back to communication. So like, that's just an example of like, okay, now hey, I enjoy shopping online, so we're not gonna go in the store. Like just communicate and like have that conversation of like,
I definitely think though,
I think that's
like
gonna be key
I definitely think we have
with
we've
keeping
always
your.
been good at communicating like our balances, and like what we like to do, like
Hmm.
especially like since the pandemic has happened. I don't know if you guys know me. I've gotten very deep into cigars.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be the gym.
Well,
Okay.
I'm always been deep in the gym, but I've gotten very deep into cigars lately. And sometimes like yesterday, I came home and was at a meeting. Then the meeting turned into a cigar bar. Then I get home and my dad's like, "Hey, let's go have a cigar." And I'm like, "Okay, well that's cool." But I could tell, like when I got home, that my wife wanted to spend some time with me.
Yeah, I had a rough day.
She had a rough day at work, but I was like, I kind of want some male bonding time too, and I haven't seen my dad in about 2 weeks. But she was like, "Cool, go have you go do what you want to do. Enjoy, have a great time, and when you come back home, we'll just
Yeah,
do."
I had to take myself out of my own realm and put myself in your shoes because at first I was like, "What? You just got home and we are just talking about getting food." And then you're like, "I'm coming on. I'm coming on. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there in 20 minutes." And I was looking at you like, "What about food?" Like, you know. And then I took myself out and I put myself in your shoes. Like if it was my mom, like I would be like, I'm going with my mom, So and sometimes you might have to do that too. And so like you just want to make sure that you are being mindful of the other person. And you have to like it goes back to sacrificing. You might have to sacrifice your own feelings sometimes, and take yourself out of that, put yourself in their shoes. I think that's going to be super key
Yeah, but
in making
always,
sure
I mean,
everyone's happy.
what I love is that my wife always allows me to stay true to me. Um, and I would say that that has been paramount in how wonderful our relationship has been, and how
Vice
our
versa to you.
and
Hmm.
how it started was the same way, and how it's going is kind of the same way. So I appreciate that. And as sometimes I get irritated when we're doing stuff, and if you guys know my wife, she is super girly. And sometimes being girly makes us like late for stuff, or not even late for stuff, because when it's time to do stuff, she's pretty much on time. But when it's time to do stuff like we want to do, then it's kind of like I'm on my own time, and I'm like, I'm not on my own time. I'm like, let's hurry up and go. But understanding that that's what she's into. So, okay, cool. I used to be like, ride her a bit, but now I just be like, cool, well, no matter how much.
I have one thing to say about that, and this is just turning it back on you because I feel like when it's something that you want to do, and I tell you this all the time, when it's something you want to do, that's where the rush comes in. That's where you start rushing me. But
Is
if it's something you don't want to do, then I'm on my time and you're not rushing me. You downstairs, you playing the games, and
no.
then when I'm ready, then we'll
No, no, I
go.
stopped doing it. No, no. So that's how you feel, but that's not what it's been.
How I feel.
I've been like stopping and doing that because what I noticed is it takes you, like this morning. If I would have rushed you or done all that or not said what I said, I would have took you out of a great energy to create, and I would have taken myself out of a great energy to create. So I'm trying to not do that as much,
That's
so that
good.
way,
That's a good thing though.
you
And so
know.
I'm trying to like just be mindful of time too. It's a little bit different when we're creating because it's not like, oh, we're meeting someone, we got to be there at this time. So it's a little bit hard. But like when we're meeting people or like other people are involved, we have to be mindful of their time.
Which,
So that's where it starts to get
right,
like, I'm like, okay, we need to make sure.
right, which you're good at.
Yeah.
You're good at making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to be there at 6 o'clock.
Thoughtful.
All right, I'm gonna get ready for that at lunchtime
Yeah.
on my break from
Right.
work.
So when you
and
come home, I'm ready
ready
to
to
go.
go. But yeah, so guys, that's pretty much it for our show today. Just stay true to who you are. You know what you want to do in the relationship, but also stay true to what your relationship goals are and what you aspire to do. And I think that's how we've gotten so far. In everything we've done right now is we continue to be Jason and we continue to be Keisha, and then we continue to be Jason and Keisha. Um, that is paramount to success in a relationship, I believe. So that's pretty much our show
Yeah.
for today.
And I just want to throw in there, be you, do you for you. I love that saying, make sure that at the end of the day, you're doing what's going to make you happy first. Because I feel like you were saying earlier, like it's individual, you have to be your full self to be able to give that to someone else. So make sure that you're doing that for yourself first. But totally appreciate you guys always coming through and watching. So thank you. And I always mention, comment, let us know your thoughts on this topic. And if you have any tips too, we would love to hear them because we're not perfect, and we're constantly trying to go and just sharing as we go along the way. So share with us too. And we'll see you guys soon. And don't forget to comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. All right, guys. Bye.
Peace.